Hello there. We are going to show you just a little bit part of your class, or better say prior to your class, you always want to make your tikka paste, which is something we send you ready to go, but doesn't mean that we don't want you to learn it. You can buy tikka paste already done, but the best thing is to do it yourself and store it in your fridge. It will last you a good 3 months in your fridge. You have your cumin. I'm gonna add that cumin there. We're going to add paprika. You can choose smoked, which is my favorite, or regular one. We're going to add, there you go, coriander. Perfect. We're gonna use a garam masala. Garam masala has many different spices. One of those would be the cloves, and it has a very distinct smell. We have some ginger, powdered ginger, ground chili. We're gonna add the turmeric. Gives it a beautiful color. And then we're gonna add the little bit of salt. You can add it at the beginning or at the end. And we're going to be adding now the lemon. Start mixing it. Same like you do with ingredients that are flour and you add water in it. You want to gradually make sure that they absorb the water. And in this case, instead of water, you use vinegar. I'm gonna use the vinegar. And then we are gonna add a little bit of the vinegar. And then start mixing it. I'm gonna leave this aside. And at the same time, I'm gonna warm up this little pan over here at a medium heat with the oil. Perfect. Gotta oil in. And then keep adding the vinegar to the spices. Just there. I'm gonna put this aside so that I can have more space for you here. Just keep working that. Keep working that. Mix it. A little bit more of the vinegar. You're gonna use all of the amount of vinegar that we put you on the recipe. But as you can see it, we're creating that paste. You're gonna find that in some places, you're gonna find this paste and you can buy the paste. I have seen that when I have been in California. They sell the pastes in the stores. They sell it like this, nice and dry. And then when you go home, you just add them into the oil. But you can make this at home. Like I said, if you have a beautiful pantry in your house, make sure that the pantry is not just the pantry and the cans and the pasta. Have a beautiful pantry with your seasonings. Keep them in the dark. Never have them exposed in your kitchen, and they will last you for a minute. They will last you for a while. Keep in there. It's starting to soften up now. I'm gonna bring closer to me the last two ingredients, which are the mint and the garlic. My oil is nice and hot, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add it to here, and immediately you add, start mixing it. There we go. And then I'm gonna bring what's left in here. I really should pass to a spatula instead of a spoon. That way I can grab all of my ingredients here. There we go. And then start stirring. Now we're just kind of blooming those ingredients. And the ingredients are gonna become nice, fragrant. They're gonna be flavorful. And as soon as I started seeing and starting to smell the ingredients and smell them really good, I'm gonna add my garlic, which is one thing that I want to always prevent from burning. And I'm gonna add my mint. Then I'm gonna grab it, push it down, and start mixing again. how do we know if this is ready? It's going to look very separate, like the oil from the spices is going to separate and it's going to look a little bit different. So we just know that we have to keep stirring because the garlic will burn if we don't. And we're going to also start looking that the oils are trying to pull away from the paste. And that's when we know that the paste is ready. That larger container that we have the oil in there, I'm gonna use that container to keep my paste for another day. And like I said, it lasts you about it can last you about 6 months. People keep this in their fridges for 6 months and they're still good. I don't do that in my house. I like to make it little by little. And these can serve me like about 4 times for a family of 3. Maybe you can get 2 times out of this. And you can start incorporating it in different things. These can marinate some chicken for grilling. This is the tikka paste. If you don't put the yogurt, you can marinate a beautiful chicken and make a spatchcock chicken, and it will be so beautiful. So I can see the oil trying to boil there. If I let it be for a second over there, and you guys will be able to see the oil just pulling out from the sides over here. I see my oil coming to the top here and on the sides. I can smell it as well. It smells beautiful. This is done. And then just save this. There you go, guys. This is your tikka paste. This is what you use in your class. Thank you. Hi there again. We're going to do this in a little mini video for you so that you can, anytime that you want to refresh on your how to make ghee, you can check it out. And making ghee clarifies the batter, and or better say, let's explain this way. Ghee is clarified batter. Clarified batter is used for things that butter will burn. Butter has a low smoke point, but ghee has a higher smoke point. Why? Because there is particles in the butter, the weight particles, that make the butter burn. But if you remove those particles, then you have a nice high smoke oil that you can use in your preparations. And in Indian food is used because many times you're using and you're cooking at high heat. So it's very important not to burn it. So let us show you how to make the ghee for Indian food. So first of all, I have a small pot. There is about 2 sticks of butter here, and I have melted that at low heat. I'm gonna crank up the heat now because I am going to be watchful and I'm going to be looking at this. Oh, and if you notice, I'm gonna try to see it if you guys notice, there is particles underneath here, those white ones. I could, in French, you will ladle this out, all of those clear batter, you will ladle it out, and then you have your clarified batter. But for Indian food, you're going to cook those particles a little bit, kinda stir them, and you're gonna let them cook inside that batter to give it a little bit of flavor. Ooh, be careful. All right, so I have to stir this, and the color is gonna be very clear as I stir. So this takes a good 3 minutes around there. So bear there with me. On your side, have always ready either a cheesecloth or, like I show in class, it works if you have a paper towel. That works just fine. A very thick paper towel. And then we're gonna keep stirring here. It's starting to come to a little boil. That's exactly what we want. Just keep stirring and be patient. We also have a little bowl with a little colander, and that's where we're going to put that paper towel. because that paper towel is gonna catch all of that whey that is going to brown a little bit. Just keep doing this. In the past, I used to just clarify the batter, and meaning like I used to melt it slowly and then ladle the clear batter out. But I have learned that depending what you're using that clarified batter in, you have to go farther, and this is one that you have to go farther. Also, another thing that we talked about it during class was that we have to put sometimes, and I believe in this, you have to put, if you're cooking from a different country, put yourself on their shoes. Put yourself especially on the shoes of those moms from those other countries. And that's gonna make it easier to imagine how they're cooking. You are a mom probably watching this. Do you have the time to do all of this sometimes? Do you really have the time to clarify the batter? Or do you have the time to put a stick of butter by your stove and let it melt and then use what comes to the top? I think I will be that mom. I will be busy to do this, and I will let the batter be next to the stove and let melt on its own, and then be using what comes to the top. And it's going to be okay if you do that as well, because the batter separates in a way that it allows you to do that. The liquid will go down, and you will have kind of butter, melted butter on top. There we go. I'm starting to see some browning on the sides of the pot, and the batter is looking, when I'm stirring, it's looking like really clear. That means that the whey, it's already on the bottom of the pot. Keep stirring. Keep stirring. As soon as I start smelling that browning, I'm gonna stop it. But it just needs a little bit more. You know, when you want to burn the batter, it happens slowly, and when you don't want to burn the batter, it happens faster. I see the spoon on the bottom, I see the sides, I see it, it's getting there. It's almost there. I'm preparing to turn off the pan. I see a lot of the browning happening on the sides of my pan. I don't know if you guys can see here. So now I'm gonna bring it. The first little drop is gonna help you push that down. You can go with your spoon there. And then just let it go down. Just going up so that the camera can see it. Paper towel can be a great filter. Good paper towel, I should say. And you can see all that white sticking to the paper is those pieces of brown butter. If it goes a little farther and you have a little bit more, that's okay. I'm gonna show you the pan too, because the pan has a lot of those white parts in there. And now I'm just waiting patiently. Just the oil is gonna filter down. Anytime that you're filtering oil that you don't want to throw away because you fried just potatoes for your dinner, you can save that oil. If you haven't burned it, you can save it. It's better to say that like that. And then you can filter it the same way as I'm doing this. If the fast places filter your oil to feed you the fries, you can do it too. Just don't do it. Don't let your oil go dark. And don't do it more than 3 times. And if you do something with flour, always make sure that you discard that oil because you don't know if somebody's visiting you the next time that has an allergy. There we go. Look at all that. It's remaining there. And look at the beautiful clarified batter that we have. That looks beautiful. And this is the clarified batter that we did during the class. It's now solidified. And then you have another clarified batter that you can do at home, or you can buy your own. There's no, like, believe me, I cook a lot and I buy a lot of things. And then there is no shame in buying your own batter, your own clarified batter, your own ghee batter. But here you go, we wanted you to learn also how to make it, watch your video and make your food again and have a beautiful watch party with your friends. Bye bye.